What's going on, everyone? It's Jeremy. What do you think all these things have in common? I know it's a real hodgepodge weird thing. So there's stuff that involve all of these. It's 10 pieces or 10 items that I think Lego should make that they don't make. Mostly pieces. Let's start off. The easiest one right now. So we've got the 1x4. We have the 1x5. We've always had the 1x6 and 1x8s. I guess in the future, are we going to get a 1x7? I don't know. Next up, this piece here. Came out in the 80s. It's no longer produced. They don't use this kind of clip piece anymore. With the turntable that you can attach stuff to. What's the most common use? Right there. It's the backhoe. It's to be able to rotate that back and forth. I'd love to see that piece made, and I understand we're not going to use this design anymore, but maybe a new design? Who knows? Why not do something new? The other piece on here that we are sorely missing that really needs to be made, a mold, the backhoe rear bucket. Now we have the new front bucket. Now this is my custom design, just in case you're wondering. I made this custom backhoe, I want to say last year, February of 2023-ish time frame. I made this backhoe and used some of the old pieces, incorporated some of the new. But anyway, the new backhoe that came out last year is this one right here. And what do we get? We get a drill bit for jackhammering because Lego doesn't have that piece that would fit with this new ratcheting system. We get the front bucket. I mean, honestly, the rest of it looks fine for what it is as a city set. But then we get this. Not even any attempt to brick build a bucket. I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, what's our next piece that our next piece that I wish Lego would make? And it's actually not the top one. These are the same kind of clips. And we can actually use the backhoe again. It allows the clips to close all the way. So, like the alligator, the bottom mouthpiece of the alligator. And you can see it used right there. Or if I open this bucket up, it'll snap all the way closed. Now that's not realistic, but maybe you need this design in other kind of builds where you need it to close all the way. One of the very first sets that I saw was one of my first Lego sets. Just this little, oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That one doesn't have the bucket. Little steam shovel set came out in the early 80s. Yeah, mine's kind of dirty, but yeah, there it is right there, that same piece. And if you close it up, just like that. There's uses to it. Mostly, I mean, if you're a mock builder, yeah, you'd love it. If you're not a mock builder, I'm sure Lego is going to could have a couple sets with it in there. But yeah, who knows? All right, we'll move on. Let's talk about tires. If you watch my channel, you know I build custom tractors. I build custom farm stuff, farm machinery. One of the frustrating things, or I modify tractors like this one and add pallet forks. We have really cool rear chevron tires that look awesome. And then we're left with these weird street tires. I would love to see this size tire in a chevron pattern, because there's so many possibilities you could use with these smaller, more narrower front tires. Because up until just 3 years ago, this was the rear tire for the biggest Lego tractors that minifigures had for a minifigure scale. Now this is the standard, but anyway, if we had chevron tires like this, then we could make smaller tractors and use these as the rear tires, which would then kind of require you, let me pull my little John Deere 1025 out, tires like this. That standard mold design that we've had for 40 years. And a newer one that's 32, 34 years old. early 90s, late 80s, somewhere in there is when that design started. Chevrons. This pattern on those kind of tires. I would love to see that. Now, yeah, I used a little tiny backhoe piece, which that's not even a backhoe piece. That's just a little piece from a castle set that's used to flick as a catapult. But it works. But we do have that Technic pin there for some weird reason. That, yeah, that's what the piece was used for. So just kind of parts usage. But yeah, love to see chevron tires. Another piece. This might surprise you. So we have our minifigure who I've nicknamed Clint here. This guy was on the Pick-a-Brick wall where you could buy him and just build him. And we have the beard. The full head, shaggy beard, headpiece. Would you believe that this piece does not come in black? Lego does not make that piece in black. There is also the bearded piece. And when I say bearded piece, I mean this piece. This little minifigure, he comes in the blacksmith shop, the $160 blacksmith set from the Castle line that came out a couple years ago. We have it in red, we have it in gray. We do not have it in black. There's a lot of people with black beards out there. I mean, pirates, black beard. I'm surprised that we do not have a black beard. Lego does make the Western mustache piece, but not a beard. We have dark brown, and then we have the kind of that's more dark orange. So yeah, love to see that in black, Lego. And just for a quick reference, this is the blacksmith shop I'm talking about. I think most of you guys have it if you wanted it already because it's out. It's been out for 3 years. But yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, where the blacksmith's kind of down there in the bottom, working on the forge. Let's talk about masonry bricks. So masonry bricks come in 2 sizes, the 1x2 and 1x4s. When you buy them on Lego.com, they're basically the same price if you just double them up. So I think they're 14 cents for one of these, 28 cents if you get a 2x4. Yeah, I know those are just stacked together, but just for the reference. So why do we only get 2s and 4s? Now the next thing that I really wish Lego would make is something they've made in the past, just in a different color. It's something that both, well, police and even some of my scouts could use. It's the flat-brimmed hat. Now, not the cowboy hat, not the safari kind of hat, Indiana Jones style hat, the total flat brim round hat. The kind that you'd see the Smokey the Bear character wear. Old Scoutmasters had that hat. The Highway Patrol used those hats. You really don't see many using that. I mean, you see some using the baseball style hat, but a flat brim hat. Now, it came in tan, but they've never released it in a blue, which would work great with this, or green. As many police sets that we make a year, what, 5 to 10? How do we not have this blue hat? Just a flat-brimmed hat. What do you guys think? I know it's a small ask. It's one of those more obscure things, but yeah, it's something I could use. So when I made the reBrickable model, the sitcom complex, and we get around here, and you can see it's not completely all masonry bricked, but yeah, you have to use a 1x3 and 1. Why do we not have 1x1s? Why do we not have 1x3s? I'd settle just for the 1x1. I'd love to see a 1x1 with a 2-sided mold on it. Could be a separate mold. But when you don't have that, you kind of have to do stuff like this, or Here's my courthouse I've been working on. You have to kind of do stuff like this where you just hide the 1x1s and hope that people just really overlook them. You can see when you're focused in on them, you see a lot of 1x1s. I'd love to see more masonry bricks and more. How about a 1x1? I mean, 1x1 is going to be easier than a 1x3, but yeah, please Lego, 1x1 masonries. I imagine everybody agrees with this. Okay, my next piece is an animal. Now recently we got new goats, solid white ones. It's been almost 14 years, I think, since we had the other design. A couple years ago, we had the sheep with first the sheep, then the baby lambs, and then the additional pieces you can put over the sheep to make it look like they have a fuller coat. We've had cows, chickens, ducks, pigs, piglets, rabbits. I'm thinking alpacas. I got a friend who's got an alpaca farm, and I know Lego's made llamas out of using the Minecraft design. It's very similar, but how about it just a solid mold? When we have cows and we have horses, alpaca can't be that different. I mean, from a plastic standpoint, the cows, if you buy cows on Lego's website, they're $10 a piece on the pick-a-brick section, the brown cows, not the white and black ones that are $45 on Bricklink. The brown ones that are currently available. Alpacas. I think that's, oh yeah, here's some of those. I almost forgot. The llamas that came out in the Minecraft sets. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. I mean, we had buildable goats, and we have molded goats. You guys think of anything else, farm-wise, animal-wise, that we could add? Maybe a rooster, as opposed to just the chickens? Possibly. All right, I got one more thing. I think you'll all agree this is another piece that we really need from Lego. A few years ago, I guess it's probably been 4 years or so now, that Lego changed from 6 wide to 8 wide on our Speed Champions cars. Very wide body. When you get it up next to a base plate, yeah, it's 8 wide plus fenders. So 9 wide or so is where we're at. One of the problems here is we've built the cars, and I understand these aren't really made to go in a city. They're way too wide for the roads. I get that. I had to make my own special car vending machine with a working powered elevator just to be able to get them kind of off the shelf and into the city. You can see there's some 6 wide stuff, the older stuff, and then we have the newer stuff. What do you do when Lego went from 6 wide to 8 wide? Well, when I made my custom Avengers Tower back in 2020, I added garage doors. Tony Stark's cars. And they work great for the 6 wide cars. Like the old Porsche. But the 8 wides, no. So that's a 6 wide car plus fenders. 8 stud garage door. I think it's time to do the 10 stud garage door. You already can use the same tracks. You don't have to change that at all. All you have to change are those 2 pieces. The handle piece and the clear piece. And I love seeing people use these and add more blue stuff under them and make waterfalls. Very cool design. Piece with multiple purposes. Lego loves that. Let's get this in a 10 wide for garage doors for the mock builders. Yeah, what do you guys think? Last thing I'd love to see, I know I said last thing on that. If you don't say monorail, new monorail. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say, we need a new monorail. Track's not that hard to figure out. A monorail with powered up functions that you could be able to drive using this. Absolutely. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. I appreciate your views.